match. It was held over from qualifying.
Thank you. The first frame.
On from that defeat to Joe Perry in the Newport final. It's Judd Trump getting us underway, playing for a place against Chris Wakelin in round 2. But a lot of this, if there's to be an upset, obviously, is on how Georgiou plays as well. Do you think, Neil, that...
Maybe Judd, having played a lot of matches, of course, in the UK. I know we've had the German Masters on the short list again, as usual.
Oh, it's not played that well. Yeah, I tend to...
Yeah. Good. That was, funny enough. Make things a bit better for the person who lifted the trophy. I think it was a great night for Joe Perry. That changed the match. That was the shot that turned it in favour of Joe Perry.
Judd Trump 8.
No, he's not in the same form that he was for the last 2 seasons, clearly, because he hasn't won anything in that time. But now could be the
tournament. Of course, he did win. That was in Berlin. Ooh, the double kiss. Family. Lived for a long time in London, and so he was always going to be high up that top-up list. This was the, without rehab, Georgiou, for example, who beat Murphy at York, has just make a bit of a statement here in frame 1.
$25. $33.
The man who went on to win the title.
$40.
And if
Sam Craigie, Jimmy Robertson having a good season as well against Chow Yupeng, Mark Davis, Yuan Shijun. As that red stays out here with this red to far corner. Yes, he can. Been the story for Trump. He's played some great snooker these last few years, but not every round of every tournament has been dazzling. Of course, he's almost unstoppable.
Very good performances in a row.
17. $25.
Got a good cheer when he was introduced.
$33.
Problems, I know, for snooker fans trying to follow the action, but fingers crossed it will work for the rest of the week.
$36.
Self-inflicted.
Fall and miss.
I'm pretty sure that's what he was intending.
Frame from Georgiou's perspective, he thinks, well, is he going to go off and start making the breaks? He's got to try and keep him under pressure here this evening as much as he can.
If you can win them as a lowly sort of ranked player, come in handy. Well, had a few sort of longer shots already, isn't he?
Georgiou 1.
Noticed Yan Ming Tao and Zhao Jingtong in the audience. Well, if we colour up its spot.
Going around a couple of cushions here. Thin edge would have been really handy.
Ball and miss.
Again, he's made the adjustment. He's very close to hitting thin edge of it. Got there in the end.
In the last 64 against Chris Wakelin, who did qualify with victory over Gao Yang, 5-1. Back in Leicester.
That's not easy.
Of course, on Discovery Plus and the Eurosport app. Wow, how unlucky is that? Now then,
Judd trump 4.
left.
I always think the shots where you've got cue ball in hand. In other words,
Expected, but he knocked that green in superbly. He's knocked the brown in.
7.
So after a... Yeah, and he hasn't potted it. So, well, George...
Give it. He looks a little bit close to the cushion to make that happen. He almost did hit it on the way up anyway. But now you say
Like he can win with a snooker.
deciding not to. I think over the pocket or in the pocket. Judd seems very keen either to pot it or for. But his mind's made up clearly.
5.
Is the opportunity, albeit difficult, 4 cushions, taking the cue ball round. Not the worst effort I've seen. Control of the cue ball a bit. But that never happened either. Snooker's coming very close to the potting angle. That's why he couldn't really play it. So we'll be looking to get this.
6.
Well, it was a real Michael Georgiou here. Sam Craigie 2-0 up against Ricky Walden, much in form. And that's another good long one from Trump to him. Gibraltar still to come, but that's lower price.
It's top heavy. It's not a big tournament.
He's won it last 2 years. So,
11.
but for Trump, he's a big event, but doesn't carry ranking points.
Yeah, and I don't suppose it ever will. Well, it seems to have settled him anyway. That
Yeah, I mean, he's lost in the final, but to winning the title.
in the final, they were both red-hot favourites, both defeated. Ah, brilliant. That is a good shot. Whether he's probably that and held for the next.
Winning so many tournaments.
58.
Yeah, that really has opened things up, hasn't it?
66.
Trump that we know.
Yeah, we've seen here two very different frames. Interest, big break, one visit. both won by the same man. The highest break, of course, for the £5,000 prize.
$89.
And to see, isn't it, this sort of snooker from Judd Trump. It's arrived in frame.
5. 96.
Yeah,
103.
Here, now the frame is one. Didn't put that cleanly, so it could be that he's all around the table. Attentional pockets. Not quite.
but it was...
Played that well. And it was a difficult one.
Trump looking at his won 3 different finals, 2 session finals in whitewashes, 2 9-0s and a 10-0, and that's relentless. And of course the world final against
In a UK final. They were very equally matched before, you felt, and also good pals. It just didn't strike me as a whitewash waiting to happen. But some of the finals have been surprising.
clearly.
Yeah, that wasn't an easy shot.
1.
I can only assume that was a miscue. It didn't sound great.
Make the most of it here, put something together. He has made a maximum in a tournament, the Paul Hunter Classic. First term pro 2000, it's a day job in an office. Several years before coming back again.
7.
Back on the game, I don't know. Did he play any snooker?
Over was the number of opportunities suddenly increasing, and he thought, well, you know, if I don't give it a go again, I might regret it.
$23.
Quickly.
31.
I would say there's no reason why his career shouldn't take same European Masters, but he actually
39.
another go at 2-year card and do well because he's good enough, I think.
Years got back on, and we know what happened with him. He won a ranking event last season.
47.
Oh
But
dear. Oh dear. And part of this, I was going to say he was going to try and move one of the other reds, which he hasn't. Potted it anyway, so it doesn't matter. That would have been probably end of frame had he done so.
Michael Georgiou 1.
Although one of these shots where there's not a great deal of difference. Oh dear, it's quite a thin one. What could he make of all?
Judd trump 5. Foul. Miss.
Well, as you say, well, in fact, he's gone in off.
That's. I think it was a good idea. He thought he'd try and move. I think he may have done. Either way, it looks.
9.
Judd Trump, though, after that defeat in the Welsh final, took it well. He's
26.
big blow to land on Michael Georgiou. Terrific clearance from Judd Trump. Champion needs 2 more last before the interval.
Yeah, pretty unpleasant frame to lose, wasn't it?
Georgiou 6.
Oh, hang on, middle. Oh, wow. Well, when it... Bit of fortune, massive slice of fortune.
14. $22. 30. 38.
But it doesn't matter how the break starts. This is a question of how the last thing Georgiou needed, having lost the last frame from a position of
54.
There was a little bit of movement on that, wasn't there? Leaping away from the shot, I think, to get out of the way of it. Oh, goodness me. That was, that tells you 2 things. First of all,
Yeah, it could have been less than he... So, yeah, this red and the colour. In goes the red. And then in goes the blue, so snooker required.
Well, that's a great shot. It's nice when you've got enough points on the board to play them, but it's really because interval at 4-0 it's going to be, and it could easily have been 3-1 or even frame 3. There's one thing I will say. But that is what the score is going to be. That's really all that counts.
No running for Georgiou. Trump played well in that second frame in particular, made the good clearance. And it's Michael Georgiou at the interval. So Judd Trump breaking off in frame 5, hoping to...
much. A fairly basic shot which he misjudges.
See tonight, and I think overall, not won yet, but overall, must be pleased with it. And just saying that, he misses that red.
Maybe one in the home nations where he played out of his skin, but it's not happening all the time.
All two each. Yeah, brilliant.
Say again, fairly unforgiving. Obviously, I've not played on the table, but it just.
John Parrott was always a treat it as a holiday, treated it as work. And that's the other thing, I suppose, when you come abroad, the players have to remember that they're...
I think the way it's looking here, that Judd will bitch this. The scoreline tells you that, but the frames are last couple of ball is. That's why he's playing in that direction.
Long first frame, wasn't it? And had that gone the other way, who knows where the match... Made a good clear, very close to wrapping this up. Surprise, brand new territory for snooker.
Yeah, when I think of Chris Wakelin, I always think of that match they played at the Crucible. Pretty dramatic. He couldn't pop match ball. In the end, Wakelin fouled, I think. Anyway, they'll meet, wouldn't it?
I don't know what the opposite of Shredsville is, but whatever it is, it's this. It's 5-0. Disappointment for Georgiou. You know, nothing really went for him, and those couple of close frames, they did make a big difference.
A nice pot.
Does as well. He's finished Wash victory. As I say, there were a couple of close frames, but he won those. He made a century.